Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? Holla at your boy, it's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsom with RealLifeTrading.com. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Today is Friday. It is most indubitably the 7th of April. Keep in mind, next Friday, the stock market, at least here in the United States, is closed for Good Friday. So the market will not be here. I won't be here. Take a vacation, enjoy your time with your friends, your family, your loved ones, those around you. Have a good time and be safe. So SPY, this is the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. As you all know, a little bit of tension right now between US and Syria, tension being a soft word to use. So we're bombing them right now. And the job numbers came out also overnight. And yeah, the market actually reacted a little bullishly to that. Now I say reacted bullish, there was definitely some selling. So this is pre-market and the yellow data you'll see. And so we came down with the news from Syria, we traded lower, and then we came up, and the job numbers came out, and we came lower, and then we bounced again. So with that, all kind of looks like a big type of double bottom. So all I got to say is if we start breaking above this resistance here around 236 and some change next week, I think we do continue to make higher highs in April. It makes a lot of sense if that happens. Because really, again, the market had some negative news, and it didn't react that bad. So this box, this green box, just showing what I think is my target for April, May-ish. And I think we still do make an all-time high. Here's the weekly chart on the SPY, and I'll pull up the exponential moving averages. A candle with an upper and lower shadow, but we did make a higher high and a higher low this week. So if we start bouncing off the 10 next week, I really think we go higher. Here's the IWM, and the IWM, some beautiful bounces off of this support. So let me put my lines back on the screen. So here's the support line at 133.85. We bounced absolutely perfectly off of that price just yesterday. And again, the 100 simple moving average acting as a little bit of resistance today. So right now, the IWM still trading sideways. Both IWM and the SPY, I think, would be great to keep an eye on for some spreads coming into April and May. Dave has one at 230.227 expiring today, well, just in 6 minutes from now. So anyway, for those looking at credit spreads and for those interested in spreads, I'd say keep it below the 100 simple moving average going into May, and I think that'd be a good price for a credit spread of some kind on the SPY. Let's look at some stocks that you guys requested, and I want to first look at what my good friend and another real life trader, Mark, requested. So there's an image right there of Mark's email to me, and he's requesting these particular stocks. So let's go check them out. Let's go look at CMG, Chipotle. And Chipotle, this is kind of the drawing that I gave him on CMG that I sent in a reply to that email. And here's the weekly chart on CMG. The weekly chart, big bullish candle breakout. It had this nice little consolidation phase coming in here. You had some lower highs, this little green line, and this broke out of this pink line, resistance. So it kind of looks like kind of a multi-double bottom, right? There's a double bottom a little bit, and then here's some type of double bottom pattern. So a close above this 435 level on CMG makes a lot of sense for it to pull back a little bit into here on a weekly time frame. Here's your exponential moving averages. We're above all those EMAs. And then here's the daily EMAs. So bottom line, looking for a pullback to the 10 and then a bounce on CMG. Win right now, a little bit of a lower shadow. We're still in some calls expiring in 2 weeks on Win. I really do like this pennant pattern right here on WINN. It is pretty extended from moving averages and RSI and Bollinger Bands, all that kind of good stuff. But just looking at Win on a weekly, we have a little bit of a high wave candle. Just a few weeks ago, well, I'll say a few weeks ago, a year, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white candles in a row on a weekly chart. So this is 3, and then we got a little bit of a bearish candle. So we can continue higher. So on Win, realistically, this is a very, very nice breakout. Absolutely keep your eyes on it to continue higher. My target for 2017 is 131.65. And of course, we could continue higher from there, but that's really my 2017 target on Win. Wherever that 200 simple on a weekly chart is. I think it's a matter of time before we get there. So coming back to the daily, it's a great pennant pattern, very similar to Tesla. We'll look at in just a second. But if Win breaks out this pennant pattern bullish next week, I think it's going to continue, especially if it bounces off one of these 10 exponential moving averages. Here's Costco, ladies and gentlemen, and absolutely keep your eyes on Costco at this point. So this little blue line, hashtag Mr. Squiggles, this is me kind of drawing what I thought would happen on Costco. So far, it's working out pretty well. We had a really nice gap that was obviously unexpected. I didn't anticipate that to happen. But it is a bullish gap and go on Costco. And if you look at a weekly chart, this was an all-time high. We broke out of the all-time high, retested, and this is where we're at now. So this is a really, really pretty looking chart on Costco. And if you zoom in here to the hourly chart, bottom line, this little setup right here, this is something that we're probably going to make official in the Monday afternoon swing trading room next week. Bottom line, looking for Costco to pull back a little bit into those moving averages. If I turn the extended hours off, here's what that looks like. So let's see if it's going to pull back into the 10 or the 20, and then look to buy the dip with that, probably using options. Earnings not too far ago, so I think we'll have a good time for Costco to potentially fill this target and this gap. I really like this bullish gap and go on Costco. My 2017 target on Costco is 188.38. Let's go look at YUMC. This was a new stock that I did not know was publicly traded, but one you should probably keep your eyes on. So YUMC, this is Yum China Holdings. So the Yum company, this is something I talked about a lot in Kids Month. As you know, March every year, every life trading is Kids Month. And Yum is a company that owns Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC. So a company that a lot of kids recognize and have experience with. So this is a new company that is IPO'd, or at least new share spinoff relatively recently. So the Yum in China. And you have a very, very nice retest gap. And there's nothing but, sky, blue sky. White candle, gapping up, could be a little bit of a retest gap, but I would just keep an eye on this potentially for something like this to occur, and a little bit of a longer term trade setup on YUMC, at least in my opinion right now. But I do like that gap. I think it's a fun stock to keep an eye on. Just watch it. Here is Tesla. I mentioned that just a few seconds ago. I was going to look at Tesla. Tesla, ladies and gentlemen, buying the pull back a little bit. Nice little flag pattern, pennant pattern. So I'm going to be watching Tesla very closely on Monday or Tuesday for just a small pullback and then a dip. I had a good friend of mine, a trader I've traded with for a while, Roxanne, ask about Tesla, and hopefully she bought that off the 20 EMA on the hourly today. We did do a weekly options newsletter trade on this one on Tesla, so there's a lot of traders in bullish with put sales, bull put spreads, something like that on Tesla, but keep an eye, ladies and gentlemen, on Tesla. This looks like a beautiful flag pattern. There's the volume, and if we start making higher highs, I think she's going to run. Let me turn my speakers off really quick before the bell closes because it's going to be loud. All right, there's my speakers. Turn them off. So Tesla, watch it for the flag. Watch it continue higher. We only got three stocks left. Let's look at Priceline really quick. PCLN. Priceline, my buddy Brian is in an Iron Condor, 1705, 1710, 825, 830 Iron Condor expiring this April. He's the only one that I know in Priceline personally right now. So Brian, keep it up. Looks good. Here's Caterpillar. I've been watching Caterpillar recently. Very sideways, long-term moving averages, doing their thing, earnings coming up in the not too distant future as well as dividends. So just watch this stock, but a lot of traders looking at Caterpillar as an industry, material goods, construction, heavy machinery type of stock. And you can see that we certainly are trading pretty sideways right now. But longer term, it looks pretty good, as this likely could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave pattern. I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we come up into 112, and that makes tons of sense to me. And inside this wave 3, you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even inside the wave 3, this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the wave count looks solid. I like on Caterpillar. Bullish to neutral, longer term on ticker symbol CAT. And last but not least, speaking of pennant patterns, here's another one on Sears. The daily chart. Beautiful, gorgeous pennant. You can trade that however it breaks. Personally, I'm fundamentally bearish on Sears long term. This is a company that will go bankrupt or get bought out in our lifetime. Just another one. But it's battling that 200 simple moving average right now. So on a shorter term basis, if this thing breaks out bullish, sure, look to play it bullish. Sears can run, and it can run quick. And of course, if it breaks out bearish, well, that's the direction of the primary trend right now on Sears. Pretty much it's a song singing "How Low Can You Go?" and Ludacris is not singing this one because Sears is going a lot lower than it is right now over the long period of time. But that's just my opinion. If you have any other stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to email me, jeremy@reallifetrading.com. Ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Guess what? I'm going to be back on the ones and twos for each and every one of you on Monday. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You guys rock. Bye.